Good afternoon, dear students. So, our next topic is staphyloma. Staphyloma, it refers to a localized bulging of weak and thin outer tunic of the eyeball, cornea or sclera, lined by uveal tissue which shines through the thinned out fibrous coat. So, you can see in this picture, the staphyloma refers to a bulging. Okay, it's a localized bulging of weak and thin outer tunic of eyeball. Outer tunic of eyeball means it's a fibrous coat, the outer layer of the eyeball. That is the fibrous coat of eyeball, which become weak and thin and lined by uveal tissue. Underneath that is vascular coat of the eye, right? You all know, right? That is the uveal tissues. Underneath the outer layer, fibrous layer, comes the vascular layer, that is the uveal tissue, which shines out through the thinned out and weak portion of the outer tunic, that is sclera or cornea, and thinned out fibrous coat, that is sclera or cornea. That condition is known as staphyloma. So, staphyloma is nothing but the outer coat of the eyeball become weak and thin, and the next layer will come out through or visible through this thin outer layer of the eyeball. That is known as staphyloma. So, this is a picture of staphyloma. So, you can see here the sclera is thinned out and the underneath uveal tissues. This is choroid. You can see through this portion. So, this is known as staphyloma. Next, we will go to types. So, anatomically, it can be divided into, that means where it is present, staphyloma, where in the outer coat, where it is present. According to that, it can be divided into 5 types. First one is anterior staphyloma, so which is seen in the anterior part of the eyeball. Second one is intercalary staphyloma. Third one is ciliary staphyloma. Fourth is equatorial staphyloma. And fifth one is posterior staphyloma. So these are the types of staphylomas. So anterior, intercalary, ciliary, equatorial and posterior staphyloma. So staphyloma is nothing but the thinning of the outer coat, through that the second layer or the uveal tissues become visible. So it can be divided into 5 according to its anatomy, anatomically where it is seen. So according to that, it can be divided into 5. First one is anterior staphyloma, second one is intercalary, third is ciliary, fourth is equatorial, and fifth one is posterior staphyloma. So we'll go in detail. First one is anterior staphyloma. An ectasia of pseudocornea, the scar formed from organized exudates and fiber tissues covered with epithelium, which results after total sloughing of cornea with iris plastered behind. It is called anterior staphyloma. So this we learned in the last class, right? In corneal ulcer, we learned this anterior staphyloma. So ectasia of pseudocornea. What is ectasia? Ectasia means a distension or a bulging or dilating of the hollow surface. So an ectasia of pseudocornea. Pseudocornea is formed, and you know that, right? The pathogenesis we learned in the last class in corneal ulcer. So there is a formation of pseudocornea, the scar formed from the exudates and the fibrous tissues covered with epithelium, corneal epithelium or conjunctival epithelium, which results after total sloughing of cornea with iris plastered behind. So you can see iris behind pseudocornea, which is covered with the corneal or conjunctival epithelium. The pseudocornea is nothing but it's organized exudates, right, after the sloughing of cornea. That is known as anterior staphyloma. So it is seen in the anterior part of the outer coat of the eye, that is cornea. So this is the picture showing anterior staphyloma. You can see the bulging here. So that is anterior staphyloma. Okay, it is a bulging of cornea iris. okay, pseudocornea, and behind structure iris will come out through that. That is known as anterior staphyloma. Next comes the intercalary staphyloma. Here it is the name given to the localized bulge in the limbal area lined by root of iris. So limbal area you all know, right? It is a junction between sclera and cornea. That is the limbal area. So here the bulge is seen, or the staphyloma is seen in the limbal area where it is lined by the root of iris. So this is limbal area. It results due to ectasia of weak scar tissues formed at the limbus following healing of a perforated injury or a peripheral corneal ulcer. So after any perforated injury or after any peripheral corneal ulcer, after that what will happen? There will be healing and a weak scar is formed, and through that the second layer or the vascular layer will come out like a staphyloma. It is bulged out through that structure. So if it is a bulging is seen in the limbal region, it is known as intercalary staphyloma. There may be associated angle closure glaucoma, which may cause progression of bulge if not treated. If not treated, then it will cause secondary closure, angle closure glaucoma, and it will again increase the bulge. It will again increase the or it will again helps for the progression of staphyloma. So associated with this intercalary staphyloma, there is a chance of getting secondary angle closure glaucoma. So that again it will cause an added effect. So it will cause more bulge in that region. Defective vision occurs due to marked corneal astigmatism. Astigmatism you all learned, right? So there will be defective vision due to this corneal astigmatism. The treatment consists of localized staphylectomy under heavy doses of oral steroid. Oral steroids are given, and staphylectomy is removal of the staphyloma is the treatment, surgical. So that is intercalary staphyloma. So you can see here this is the limbal region, and you can see a staphyloma in the limbal region. That is known as intercalary staphyloma. It is happening in the limbal region. So underneath that is angle of anterior chamber, and there is a chance of secondary angle closure glaucoma that will again causes more bulge in that region. And also it is mainly forming this intercalary staphyloma is mainly coming after the perforated injury, healing of the perforated injury or the peripheral or marginal corneal ulcer. After that there will be the bulging of structures through that weak portion. So that is intercalary staphyloma. First was anterior staphyloma. It is after the sloughing of corneal ulcer. Second one is, and it is seen in the corneal part, and second one is intercalary staphyloma, and it is seen in the limbal region, and it is mainly after perforated injury or peripheral corneal ulcer. And the third one comes ciliary staphyloma. So ciliary staphyloma, so limbal intercalary staphyloma is seen in the limbal region. Underneath that iris can be seen. After that comes the ciliary process or ciliary body. So ciliary staphyloma. As the name implies, it is a bulge of weak sclera lined by ciliary body. So this is the portion. This is the scleral or scleral portion where it is lined by ciliary body. So ciliary body is there. Then outer to that sclera, that there if staphyloma or bulging can be seen, that is known as ciliary staphyloma. It occurs about 2 to 3 mm away from the limbus. And its common causes are thinning of sclera followed by perforating injury, scleritis, and absolute glaucoma. So after these conditions, there is a chance of getting ciliary staphyloma. So first one is perforating injury, scleritis, and third one is absolute glaucoma. So this is how this ciliary staphyloma looks. So this is the limbal region, 2 to 3 mm away from the limbal region you can see staphyloma, And in this picture you can see this is the ciliary body, and above this sclera, this part there will be staphyloma. This is the limbal part and 2 to 3 mm away from the limbal part. So here you can see ciliary staphyloma. So this is ciliary staphyloma. The third one, first is anterior staphyloma, intercalary, and third one is ciliary. And next comes the equatorial staphyloma. So you all know the equator of the eyeball, right? So this staphyloma is seen in the equator of the eyeball. So it results due to bulge of sclera lined by the choroid in the equatorial region. So now the iris over, ciliary body over, next structure comes is choroid. So it results due to the bulge of sclera which is lined by choroid in the equatorial region. Also, the causes of for this are scleritis and degeneration of sclera in pathological myopia. So, the underlying cause for this is first there will be scleritis. After that, there is a chance of getting equatorial staphyloma or degeneration of sclera in a pathological myopia. Different types of myopia are there. In that pathological myopia, if there is a degeneration of sclera, it will cause equatorial staphyloma. It occurs more commonly at the region of sclera which are perforated by vortex vein. So in this picture you can see this is the equator of the eyeball, and here comes the vortex veins. Here is the opening for vortex vein. So in this area there will be bulging or staphyloma. That staphyloma is known as equatorial staphyloma. So in the equator or near the vortex veins, this area, if there is a staphyloma, then it is known as equatorial staphyloma, and it is mainly seen after scleritis and degeneration of sclera in pathological myopia. So this is about equatorial staphyloma. Next comes the last one is posterior staphyloma. So it refers to bulge of weak sclera lined by the choroid behind the equator. So this is posterior, right? So till iris, ciliary body, equator. Next comes the posterior part of the eyeball, that is the behind the equator. So here the bulge of weak sclera lined by the choroid behind the equator is known as posterior staphyloma. Here again the common causes are pathological myopia, posterior scleritis, and perforating injuries, and it can be diagnosed only by viewing through ophthalmoscopy. So in the area is excavated with retinal vessels dipping in it. So you can see with retinal vessels dipped in it, in that area, just like marked cupping of optic disc in glaucoma. In glaucoma you can see cupping means the cup disc ratio is there, right? So there is a optic disc and a optic cup in between, so the ratio will become more in glaucoma. If it is stretching, the ratio will become more, like that. Here also it looks like that. Its floor is focused with minus number lines in ophthalmoscope as compared to its margin. So how it is focused using the ophthalmoscope. Its floor is focused with minus number lines in ophthalmoscope that we can adjust. So this is the picture of a fundus, and this is the margin of a staphyloma. This is how it looks like, and the retinal vessels are dipped in it. Looks like. Okay, so this arrows the margins of shows the margins of staphyloma. So this is a posterior staphyloma, and it can be seen only through ophthalmoscope, and the common causes for posterior staphylomas are pathological myopia, posterior scleritis, and perforating injuries. So that is about posterior staphyloma, and these are the 5 types of staphyloma. So this is a picture showing different types of staphyloma. In cornea, if it is coming, it is known as anterior staphyloma, and if it is in the limbal region, it is known as intercalary staphyloma. If it is above the ciliary body, then it is known as ciliary staphyloma, and if it is in the equator of the eyeball, then it is known as equatorial staphyloma, and if it is seen in the posterior part of the eyeball, then it is known as posterior staphyloma. Okay, so that is about staphyloma. It's a very small portion, and I hope you understood staphyloma. Okay. Thank you.